Well, I stole a truck. Father Dunn had to qualify today, so I've stolen a vehicle. Not quite. I borrowed Jason Petrie. Jason Petrie is Hold the Line Stables. Very nice man. But lent me his truck. Probably not wise. The guys lent me his truck this morning to take Father Dunn. So here's the scoop. Father Dunn made the break in... guys, turn that down. Father Dunn made the break in Saratoga the other day and was on the list. So I had him shipped back this way because it was going to take 2 weeks to get him qualified. But they could only get him to the Meadows. At 8, you're going to have to turn that right down with you. Well, she's listening. So I had to get him to Northfield Park. Was racing yesterday. There just didn't seem to be anybody going back to Northfield Park. So Jason was racing in Scioto, but said, hey, you can take my truck. Well, Tim said on Jason's behalf, said he could take his truck this morning. So we did. That's the dedication it takes to race the horses. If there's no one else to take the horse there, I'll do it. We'll do it. A little family vacation on our vacation. That's a double vacation.
This is not a vacation.
It is a vacation. It's a double vacation. Not only do we get to go on vacation and race horses, but then we get to go on a vacation in a truck. Addie, there's a horsey back there. You're right. You're going to pet him? Yeah. So Father Dunn is qualifying this morning at Northfield Park, and we're going to school Brace for Landing. Might school Enzo also and get a read on his blood, get him scoped to see how he is. As it turned out yesterday, he might have been okay. I didn't want to risk the first part of his summer for the sake of a stallion series, so John and I were obviously in complete agreement that what was best for Enzo was just a wait. So we plan on having him in Philadelphia next week, but didn't think that yesterday was important at the Meadows. Man, we had a great day. The only blemishes were obviously Carter Michael Dio, as I said. I think I got a pretty good handle on... Now, when I trained him at Northfield, he never offered to make a break. Different surface, a different surface. So if the only difference between Carter Michael Dio yesterday and last week at Northfield training was speed, then I suspect the only reason he's making those breaks is he's interfering. And if he's interfering, why is he doing it? Why is he not doing it in 2.5-ish and doing it in 56, 57? Have to be slipping, in my opinion. So, what's that? He touched somewhere. I heard him touch somewhere before he run, but he shouldn't have run. He shouldn't have touched somewhere. So we looked at his shoes afterwards. He just had full swedges on up front. We're going to opt to put some borium corks on his front shoes up front, and tightness hobbles up one hole. And I talked to James after. I found him running in a little bit at Northfield, and I had a line pole on the outside. I didn't really want him running in, so we just took the line pole off. And I think if he's in a bit, that's okay. If he's out a bit, you might get in trouble. So I think we'll opt to go back to even, I hate saying it because they're usually useless, but even a plain line pole, just almost the most useless piece of harness on planet Earth. But in this case, I think it'll be okay for him. And I actually have a brand new line pole with no burr in the back of my car in the trunk that I've never used. So that works out good. So Carter Michael Dio, and obviously this is the only jurisdiction I know of that a horse can run 3 times in a row and still race. He's going to race in Philadelphia because the rule is a flat line. I like this rule. A flat line in 45 days and you're okay to race, which is great news. He can race in Philadelphia next week. As I said to James, I said this last time when he ran on James and he wouldn't make a break again. I felt I was comfortable with the way he was hung up, but I'd only gone in 2.5 because it was a little closer to the race. Now that I see what he's doing at top speed and what likely caused yesterday's break, I'm pretty sure we can mitigate it quite easily for Philadelphia. We'll see. And then Spitfire overseas. Somebody had asked me, they said, why didn't you go out there with him when he left with the other 3? Well, the other horses had a little more experience under their belt than Spitfire overseas. Yes, he won, but if you watch the way I drove him in his first lifetime start, very cautious, very easy with him. You can't really be cautious out of the 8-hole when other horses are leaving inside of you, and I just didn't want to risk putting him on the run. I thought he could overcome, even at the quarter pole when I looked up and saw what was transpiring. it was pretty obvious out of the gate what was about to happen. I still thought we had a pretty good shot. I thought if I moved him and got cover, but then it became obvious that no one was coming. I was on my own from 7th or 8th first over. And then to see the horse scope with mucus in him after the race was pretty incredible. The mile he went was tremendous, and we've been very, very, very blessed with some very talented horses in Pennsylvania, and we're gonna have a lot of fun all summer with them. I think even the mile from Spitfire Overseas was one where I felt a lot more comfortable with him, and we can leave with him and put him in a better spot in Philadelphia. But yesterday, I didn't want to flip that coin. I didn't, and it definitely ended up being a mistake. But it's not one of those ones where I can go back and say, if I had it to do over again, I still would have driven him the same way, right? So hindsight you can't apply to a stake race like that. I wanted to do right by the horse, and I think we did. Just didn't end up good. But next time will be a much different trip for Spitfire Overseas. So going into Philadelphia, I'm super excited. We have 7 horses going to Philadelphia next week, and it should be a lot of fun. And Philadelphia next week is on Oliver's birthday. Ollie,
Yeah.
we got all those horses racing. Hey, can I take them? Are you going somewhere on your birthday, Ollie?
Yeah, I'm going to Ottawa for my tournament.
Oh, crap. I would have taken you to Philadelphia with me.
It starts on Friday.
It starts on Friday? Do you want to come to Philadelphia Thursday, Ollie? Yeah, you're not Ollie. What's that, buddy?
What are we going to do?
I'm going to race all those horses. Really, we're not going to do a whole lot, but I'll take you for the plane ride if you want to come. It's up to you. You can tell me next week. No, we didn't get a new truck. We stole his truck. We borrowed it from Jason. You haven't met Jason yet. He's a very nice man. But Jason, you got a nice truck and a nice trailer, and then you got this phone holder that's broken. See it rattling like the Blair Witch Project? We do. It's rattling because he's literally super glued. Addie, thank you. He literally has super glued, it appears, his phone holder. Now, Jason, I'm going to buy you one. I'm going to buy you a phone holder at Walmart to replace your one that is defective right now. I'll do it today at some point. So, what about Blue Tesla last night also? Now that we're talking about Blue Tesla was fantastic. It's always nice when you buy a horse and the horse comes right out swinging and wins a race. I say this all the time, sometimes just a little shake-up helps. That was a good bunch of horses. Like Jason and I were talking before the race, and I said, hey, make sure you tell Ryan to let that thing rock, because I trained her, and she trained very good. And he says, well, I'll tell him, but there's 2 horses in there that are pretty tough, like good horses. I said, well, she'll do what she can do, and we'll see. And she beat some very nice fillies last night in Ohio. Steve and I were talking earlier in the day, and obviously we could have put her in the Stallion Series today in Pennsylvania. But as I said to him, we didn't buy her to be a stake filly. But man, she might also be in the next Stallion Series. I think that's the last one, though. I don't think that's very helpful, but we'll see. Man, the sky's the limit. That filly looked good yesterday. Left hard. That was a muddy track. Left hard, and get in the 2-hole behind, and shot up the inside to win. It was a great mile. And then obviously, wasn't all perfect yesterday. Brave World was a little bit flat, but he was in the preferred, the open pace at Grand River. Needs to drop down a little bit. And I think they scoped a little bit sick last night too, but just needs a little class relief also. And then the 2 pacing colts, I thought that Victor Cruz raced rather well. Could have been second, but again, muddy, horrible day. 3 wide down the backstretch. Guy kind of came out in front of him and slowed him up. He raced good. Thought he raced good, and Real Fear raced terrible. And I don't know really what's going on with Real Fear. I can't get a real read on him because 1, he raced at the fair. 2, he made breaks before that. 3, he raced in the mud yesterday. I don't really understand why he was as flat as he was. So, this is the crappy part about racing is that, you can get your heart broke sometimes. This was a nice cold training down. Is he going to be? We're going to castrate him, I can tell you that. What's today? Thursday? Yeah. Thursday, I think at 2 p.m. is when he's scheduled to be castrated. And do I think that is the reason? No, I didn't find him ignorant or rude when he was racing. He's being a little bad in the burn more than anything. He had bit at some people and kicked at some people, and That's not usually him. So I don't know. Is it growing pains, or is he just not as good as we hoped? I don't know. But we'll know soon enough. I mean, there are some horses. You guys can see it. The writing's on the wall. There are some horses that are going to be moving on over the next 3 weeks, and he's most definitely on that list if he can't put it all together. And I hope he does, because I actually enjoy the horse. He's a nice horse, but he's got to do better. So we'll see. It's pretty hard just to say we'll give him a mulligan last night. I can't do that. He's going to have to start pulling it together in his next few starts. So he is going to be castrated today, and that will maybe set him back a week. I suspect in the next 9 days you'll see him back in to go as soon as he starts to heal up. So with that, I'll let you guys go. A big day for me, obviously, yesterday, but I'm super excited about Horn Player today. You guys know how I feel about that filly. I'm going to cut her loose today, and I want to see what Horn Player can do at the Meadows this afternoon. We also have Will DeWayne and Taiwan on racing today, and our girl sister Solange. It should. Who?
Sister Solange.
3 or 4, but she's been doing her work really well, putting weight on. I don't know what she'll be, but she keeps racing good. So when she gets tired, she gets tired. I think with her, as long as we keep putting her in where she can win that Stallion Series level, I think we'll have a lot of fun with her throughout the year, and I think she'll be put away sharp and fresh, and then hopefully put some weight on. But I talked to Scotty and Tim yesterday about what we're going to do with the horses moving forward. I believe Sister Solange, after this week, is going to head to Megan Strand, and Scotty. And then after Philadelphia, Scotty and Megan are going to take over, train those horses. All those horses are going to race under them. Hopefully, Megan does know she has enough stalls, so hopefully she can free some up. And those horses will race in the Poconos with them, and then come back for the rest of the year. There'll be the Arden, the last leg, and the final is in the Meadows, if I'm not mistaken, for the Trotters. So should be a lot of fun for the rest of the year. Certainly a lot of fun so far this year. A great day for us yesterday. And the only bad parts can only get better. So with that, we'll talk to you all very soon. I'm going to continue driving the big Dodge down the road and get Father Dunn qualified hopefully this morning in Northfield Park. Take care, everybody.